Welcome to Someone Awesome Games. Good looking people, my name is Rob. Dragon Ball the Breakers, we have our first patch notes because of the December closed beta. So the new closed beta is coming out over the 5th and the 6th weekend. And we have some changes. Some good ones. Let's go through it. So there's a link in the description, you can read this. Otherwise, I'm going to read you through it. Tell you my opinion about some of these changes. Mostly good. I don't think I had any negative ones. So let's have a look. Main future improvements. Improvements on the understandability of survivors' actions. That's good. Improvements on the usability of controls and UIs. Good. Adjustment of game balance. Always good if it goes well. Improvements on matching and role priority function. That's pretty straightforward. Other improvements. Nice. Alright. So, looking back at the closed beta test, survivors cannot run away from Raider when suddenly attacked. That was a big thing. Once the Raider had you, you're done. You're pretty much done. This was voiced strongly against the game, and they checked the data. Yes, that was an issue. But as survivors played their games, so after about 30 games, their win ratio increased from 12% to 30%, which we saw in our own sessions. We saw towards the end, Raiders were getting beat down hard. Therefore, instead of adjusting the game balance between Raiders and survivors, they will first structure an environment to improve the flaws which prevent players from fully understanding the game quickly. So that was the issue. So instead of just picking up the game and being like, I know what to do, it took 30 matches before people went, oh, I get it. So they're improving that so you understand it quicker. Improvement on survivors' understandability. So there will now be a practice mode implemented in the game where you can freely control your customized character's moves and practice using them. In practice mode, players can take their time to practice an action, skill, evasion tactics when attacked by a raider, even drag and change without worrying about winning or losing. So you can do it by yourself in private with up to 8 players. So that's nice. Practice, try all the items and stuff, see what they do. A prologue, acting as a tutorial, will also explain the worldview and the background of why survivors are in this situation. It can also be played from the CNT along with the control explanations. By using practice mode and playing the prologue, you can improve your gameplay style as a survivor. So that's the big thing I've seen with this game, is a lot of people being like, well, I don't get it, why this doesn't make sense. So the game will explain what's going on. If you're unaware, there's like these rifts that are appearing, sucking players into a zone and bringing a raider in, essentially. So our little time patrol players have to escape this rift without letting the raider destroy them, escape, whatever. So there's a little storyline going on with Xenoverse there. Improvements on controls and UIs. Below will be some of the various UI changes in the game. So before, you can see that we had a list of things, but now we've got the little wheel thing that corresponds with the button placement. So a little bit easier, provided you understand what those symbols mean. Maybe it needs the words next to it. That's all I'm thinking, because like I might see B and be like, what does that mean? X? What does X do? Is a slash, a tick, approve? What's recycle? Y is a shield? Like, we'll see. Maybe it's easy to understand, but to me, I understand the left side better than the right side. But once you're in the game, you might get it. You'll get a hang of it. The button is changed to a single button so that drag and change can be activated more easily. So beforehand, I played a controller, so this represents how I saw it. I had to push RB and X. And then just go push RB. So nice and quick, boom, change instantly, get into a fight. Or if you were like me, as soon as you got attacked, you had to automatically transform you. So that's an option. But that was because I kept it on auto, because as soon as the raider started beating you up, if you stayed in normal form, you were done. Like, you couldn't get away. It was like slim pickings. So having it automatically change saved my butt so much. But if they've adjusted your ability to escape the raider punching you, then yeah, picking when you want it on is perfect. Display has been adjusted so that players can see the area from above the map. So this is one that I wanted when I was playing. So I always had to consult the actual map to be like, where is zone A? Which one is zone B? Now you can just fly up in the sky and see it from the air. Or I'm sure like from your sand pod and stuff. So that's good. That's a positive. Hopefully with the Raider, you can also do the same thing. Survivor's communication tool, the signal, has been changed to below 4 options. Number 1 is let's fight. Number 2, we need to escape. 3, copy that. And 4, I'll handle this. In addition, the signal message will appear on the top right screen. We hope that this change will allow more effective communication. So you'll actually notice it. Like when you played it before, I think it was in the bottom left. You couldn't really notice when people were telling you things. So top right might be a bit more noticeable. An indication of button suggestions has been added to the following situations. When getting off from the vehicle and escaping from the time machine, when controlling the scale of Dragon Raider, controlling the grappling device, when landing by the Saiyan pod. Coolio. Trunks' voice guide has been added. Trunks' voice will guide the survivors to the next step in the match. Oh, that's good. So if you're confused about what to do, Trunks will be like, go to Z! Maybe. We'll see. Item names have been changed to the below. Okay, so this will help a lot. Golden launcher is now just a super rocket launcher. Golden drink, super cooldown drink. So the golden implied that it was like so good. Like it just sounded like it should be like a incredible thing. So super sounds a bit better. Dragon Raider is now Dragon Raider level 1. Powerful Raider is Dragon Raider level 2. And Golden Raider is Dragon Raider level 3. I think a lot of people didn't understand that there was 3 stages, depending on which Raider you picked up. Basically allowed you to see more things. So that is a handy thing. Rescue Raider is now just called the Civilian Raider. So you understand that it's detecting civilians instead of things to rescue. Simpler. Adjustment of game balance. As mentioned earlier, the game balance between Raider and Survivors will be adjusted after improving the game's understandability, controls, and game UIs. So, Survivor adjustments. Addition of specific condition for Time Machine Beacon to appear. The beacon will appear during the search phase depending on the number of survivors remaining. The following changes have been made. 3 survivors remaining equals 1 beacon will appear. 2 survivors, 2 beacons will appear. 1 survivor, 3 beacons will appear. That sounds pretty good. Depending on the situation, survivors can choose to either continue searching for power key or escape by time machine, making it possible to deal with a raider who ambushes. Ooh la la. Adjustment on supply appearance, timing, and number of items. Supplies, which usually appear 90 seconds after entering the defense phase, will now appear at a different timing depending on the game state. Appearance timing of the supplies and items will change depending on the game situation. This way, we expect to avoid the match becoming a one-sided game. So, basically, you get like a little supply pot and it will just dish out charge cubes, dragon cubes, and every player could get to level 3 so quickly and then just pound the raider into oblivion. So, that sounds fair. It'll be like, oh yeah, you're gonna win if everyone gets powered up, so we'll just tone it down. Not bad. Adjustments on reviving. Here's one that I like. I'm in big favor of because it was next to impossible to revive if you got punched or something like that or accidentally stopped. So these adjustments were made in order to facilitate reviving actions. Even if survivors stop in the middle of reviving, the gauge's progress will be maintained. A battle item, the Sensu Bean, has been added, which, I mean, we expected that, right? To allow immediate revival. The Sensu Bean can also be used on yourself before the raider gives the finishing blow. That's cool. The icon of a revived player has been changed, adjusted to prioritize reviving the players instead of picking up items when a button is pressed near the fallen player. Good. So that's a good thing. So if you got stuff near you, you don't need like trying to pick it up. You can make sure that you do revive over picking up items. That's the thing. Like if you've played Evil Dead, it's super annoying. You try to revive people and you just end up picking up ammo and ammo and ammo. And it's like, no, I want to save this person. I've got limited time. You need to prioritize. Adjustment on melee attacks on Raider. Fix a phenomenon in which multiple players could beat down the Raider by connecting attacks. Literally nearly impossible to escape. So if you had, say, 2 to 3 players, level 3, fighting your Raider, you couldn't get away. You try and escape. I check my videos. I'm sure I'll try and see if I got some footage of it somewhere. But it happened towards the end of those rounds, as the beta went on. Once players clicked of what to do, Raiders got beat down fast, and you could not escape as the Raider. You couldn't get away. It was nearly impossible unless you had some kind of saved one of your area destroyers and you're able to teleport in the sky. But even then, they chase you down. Terrifying. Adjustment on the bike siren sound. The siren sound is now turned off. I don't know. That's the one I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of liked it. To me, it was like risk reward. You jump on the bike, it's gonna go off. You're going quicker, but you're gonna give yourself away. So I don't know how I feel about that one. I kind of like that. The footstep sounds while crouching have been lowered. Adjustments for the radar adjusted the distance of the camera. So this will be good because Cell gets bigger and it gets a little too big for the screen. So the camera distance when playing the radar has been adjusted. When the size of the body changes with each evolution, larger character was hard to see during battle actions. Therefore, the camera distance has been adjusted to make it easier to see according to character size. So Frieza will be in the same boat. You start out small, he'll get bigger, and then he'll go back to being small. So you want the camera to adjust. You don't want to be restricted because you're in the second or third form. Survivors and Raider adjustment on the startup system in the defense phase. The progress of the destruction gauge of Raider has been divided into 3 stages, and the destruction progress will maintain by proceeding until a certain level. In order to balance out the game, on Survivor side, the progress speed to activate the startup system has increased. Okay, so I think Survivors were rarely getting away in the big time machine. They're usually escaping in the little time machines. So this might help make it a little bit more fair. Speed adjustment of Raider/Survivors. The speed of Raider has been adjusted by decreasing the speed in the earlier level, and increasing speed as it evolves. So that's kind of good. See, the more powerful you get, the more quicker you get. That makes sense. Also, when there's a difference between the Raider's evolution level and the Survivor's change level, we've made adjustments to make it easier for the higher level to catch up. That sounds interesting. Balance adjustment on skills. Let's have a look. Boom. Grappling device. As of direction, we have modified the function of this item so that it can be used while running away from the Raider. Grappling can now be held while moving. Okay, that sounds good. Because you had to like stop and point, and then it doesn't line up there. I'm gonna say yeah, that works. Use it on the run. Perfect. The distance of movement has been expanded. The speed will rise depending on the traveling distance. The user will not fall back when taking damage for a short period of time immediately after the move. Saiyan Pod. Shorten the invincibility when riding on Saiyan Pod. Pods will now automatically jump up after a certain amount of time has elapsed. Okay. After boarding, the drop point is now selected from the center of the area. Coolio. So, pods will now automatically jump up. That implying that you place it down. If you don't get in quick enough, it's going to leave. Because other people can use your pod as well. When you bring it down, you can drop your pod to save someone else, which is kind of cool. But they sat there. They could be destroyed, but they just sat there for as long as they felt like. So that's interesting. If they're just going to be like, all right, 15 seconds is up. See you later. Wall of defense. Adjusted the defensive timing as it was set for a long time compared to the movement. Sure. Krillin's shoe. Now I didn't see no shoes in my game, so I don't know what this is talking about. Maybe they were in it. Adjusted so that survivors cannot be locked for a certain period when the Raider is hit by the shoe. Game screen effect has been adjusted as well. Don't know. Never saw it, never played as it. Can't compare. Solar Flare. The screen effect that takes away visibility from the Raider has been adjusted to be longer. That's good. I'm a fan of that. Solar Flare is, in my opinion, one of the best abilities for someone who doesn't have a good charge cube or dragon change level yet. You want to Solar Flare and peace out and hide like a coward, or Saiyan Pod, Solar Flare, escape. Like it's a good one. You want it longer. Kai detection. According to the evolution level of the Raider, the range of detection will differ. The lower the level, the smaller the range. So it sounds like, your smaller stages are going to be quite tricky to get up with, which is fine because as Cell, leveling up from the lava stage was so quick. It was so quick. It was almost like, what was the point? Detection time is now constant, even when the Kai detection isn't interrupted by an action. That's good, because as soon as you move, it stopped. And I was like, I accidentally moved. I wasted it. I wasted my ability. So having it not be wasted, essential. Survivors who are down can now be distinguished. Coolio, because beforehand you just kind of saw a blue orb, and you couldn't tell if it was someone you had defeated or if it was someone new or what. So maybe it'd be a color change. Maybe it might be red orb if they're down, blue orb if they're running around. Kai tracking the appearance of an enemy out of sight when seen through obstacles or by Kai detection have been changed to make it easier to determine if an enemy is down or out of combat. Yes, that's what we just discovered. Auto evolve, increase the amount of evolution enemy energy that automatically increases. So basically, if you're in level 1, for instance, and you're not doing too well, you can't find any civilians, you can't find any players, and you're wasting a lot of time, you will eventually evolve anyway. You'll gain energy over time. So they've increased that. Slightly adjusted the growth curve when the skill level increases. After looking at the overall balance, since there were cases when evolution was considerably delayed in bad cases, we adjusted the evolution speed to be slightly averaged, including the life absorption mentioned below. Life absorption, decrease the amount of evolutionary energy increase when civilians are absorbed. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't know what that means. Maybe it means most games, say your game goes 8 minutes. By 8 minutes, usually every player is going to be the same level by that point in their raider stage. So that's how it sounds to me. So it's like, oh, I've been playing 8 minutes and I'm still level 1 because I suck. No, it might be like you've been playing 8 minutes and you're level 3 like everyone else. That's how it sounds to me. I don't know. It could be gibberish. Kite control, slightly adjust the growth curve for increasing the skill level. Balance adjustment on items. Dragon Radar. Radar can be used around the center of the area and by looking at the ground. When there is a difference in altitude between the search target, top and bottom can be distinguished. Icons and displays have been made easy to read. So, top and bottom, that's good. I'm sure there'll be like say you found a Dragon Ball, you'll see the Dragon Ball on the radar, and it'll have an arrow pointing up or down to imply that no, it's not below in the caves, it's actually up on the top. So, helpful. Barrier recovery device. Barrier recovery device can no longer be used when the barrier is not destroyed. I didn't know what the hell this thing did for so long. I thought it was a shield. So when you start the game as a survivor, you have a shield on. When you get hit, that shield goes red, and then I think when you get hit again, it disappears. So I was using barrier recoveries as soon as I got them, thinking like, yeah, I'm putting a shield on me. No, I was just wasting them because I hadn't taken damage yet. Basically, your barrier is your health. If your health is full, you shouldn't be able to use a barrier. As you get hit, you need to use a barrier to get it back up. That's good. So yeah, I was wasting him in the early stages of gameplay, thinking like, yeah, I'm putting a shield on me. No, I was healing nothing. The recovery of the barrier is now not interrupted while moving. Coolio, so you can heal on the go. Cooldown drink, adjust the amount of energy recovery depending on the change level. Adjustment on evaluation result and reward amounts. So this isn't really important at the moment because you're not really playing for points, but when the full game comes out, it might be. Conditions and rewards for obtaining bronze medal, blah blah blah. Raider, yeah, you read that yourself. That's not like important at all. Improvements on matching. Improve the survive and raider role priority function. When matching communication could not be established after a minute, it's adjusted to become timeout and start matchmaking again. Improved other bugs. Others. Here we go. Check this out. So, everyone's like, "Boy, this game looks ugly." The Freezer trailer actually didn't help this. The Freezer trailer it looked like the Switch version, which was very concerning. But, improve the quality of texture and the environmental looks. Before, yes, that's how the game looks to me. After, look, they got some like dark, deep shadows and a little bit of extra mist. Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan. Plants look a little bit better. Yeah, the ground looks better. Even our clothes, maybe. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. But the rocks, definitely. The environment, yes. Big win there. Improve it. Keep going. Improve the win-lose scene at the end, just as a skip by pressing the button. The survivor wins. The down player will also line up in the result scene. Coolio. Fixing just as other detailed bugs. Conclusion. We'll continue to work on making the game more equal and stress-free. Oh, I kind of like the stress of it. But yeah, wow, I'm so excited for this game. It rocks, man. I really hope that I get in the next closed beta. I'll be so bummed if I don't, because I so want to play this game. I've been dying to play this game since December. And just try it. Just sign up. There's a link somewhere on this page. There, look there. Go to this page in the description. Probably a pinned comment. Sign up. Try and get in. I'm going for Steam again. It's addictive. I don't know what I'll play on when it comes out. Maybe console. Maybe both. But damn, man, this game is gonna be a blast.